Yo, what's good, everybody? Hold up. New shirt. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I am here with an updated version of the Branded Chimera list. I got a lot of support with the last Branded Chimera list, and that was just basically kind of like oh, this is how everyone is like, having first views of the deck, right? And you know what, that's kind of my view too. And I looked at other branded lists and I'm all like, hey, that's similar to mine, or hey, I don't personally do this one, I like mine better, type of thing, right? But after testing with the deck for quite some time, I have figured out, hey, this might be the most optimal like list that I have right now, this moment. So, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. Yo, actually gonna be doing this video on dueling book. I just don't have all the cards just yet, and I really don't want to be waiting for everything to come in just so I can do a deck profile, right? And also, there's also one card in here, as you might see already, that I'm just a little bit skeptical of right now because there might be a ban list soon, right? So I just want to take precautions before I actually like go ahead and buy them, right? Alright, so way different than what the list was before. A lot of things has changed. Yeah, all that good stuff like that, right? But the things that are still the same, we're still playing the triple Gazelle, the King of the Mythical Claws. Really good card right over here. I used to play this card at 2 even before the last deck profile came out, and I felt like I just needed one more because sometimes this might be a starter, sometimes I run out of target to my deck too, so I'd rather just have the third one just to be safe. Still running 2 big winged Baphomet. Playing a third one is just a very much of a big brick, and 2 is all you need anyway, because your first turn you're gonna be going into your first big winged Baphomet, and when you set up the Mirror Swords Knight for the follow-up during your opponent's turn, you're gonna be tributing the Mirror Swords Knight either during the drop phase or not good stuff like that, and then going for the second Baphomet. So all you need is really 2, so all that good stuff right there. I'm playing triple copies of the Mirror Swords Knight. This is your main normal summon of the deck. This is what brings the whole engine together. When you normal summon this card, quick effect tributed to special summon anything from your deck that mentions Chimera Fusion. So more than half of the time, you're gonna be special summoning the big winged Baphomet, which will get its effect to search both the level 4 beast, which is gonna be the Gazelle, and the Chimera Fusion. And Gazelle, when summoned, normal special summon, you can add either one or the other. So this adds both, this adds one. The Cornfield Codal, when this card is in your hand, you're able to discard it in order to search something that mentions Chimera Fusion. So more than half of the time, you're going to be going for the Cornfield Codal, you're going to get the Mirror Swords Knight, and then it just goes for the rest of your engine just like that, right? Yes, I do get that this is a Droll format, even though like Droll is like, hey, it's an alright card, right? In my own opinion, right? Cornfield Codal is a good card. And also the fact that both of these cards have negates on them when you have Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast. So Mirror Swords Knight negate is whenever a monster activates as effect on the field. So if you're going up against a mirror match and your opponent summons the Mirror Swords Knight and quick effect tributes it, you can still negate it because the effect activated on the field. So that's a good thing right there. And the Cornfield Codal, whenever your opponent activates something that targets a card that you control, you're able to negate and destroy it, and this just negates it, it doesn't destroy it. So that good stuff like that. Triple copies of Chimera Fusion. I don't see why people are playing just 2 of them. I do get that it reoccurs itself, but like this card is absolutely insane because yes, the effect to get it back from the graveyard is not once per turn, but the fusion part of it is not once per turn. It's literally not. It's just absolutely insane. You can just go for multiple stuff, right? So, and it's a quick play spell as well. Way better than Branded in Red. Obviously, it's not even in my own opinion. Obviously, it's better for sure. Now for the Branded engine, as you see, I did cut Albaz to 1. Branded Fusion, the Branded engine is not your main focus of this deck. Like is here for that the extra insurance, all that good stuff like that. This card, it helps you go into your Chimera engine as well. Like you're not playing branded. This is not Branded Despia. This is Branded Chimera. Branded Fusion is here to get you into your into your Chimera engine. And the good thing about this card as well, getting you into your Chimera engine, this card is still a negate for extra deck monsters. So honestly, you're getting a lot of value with just one Branded Fusion, right? And as you see for another card that we're playing right over here, Versago the Destroyer. I decided to play Versago the Destroyer. This card has three advantages that you can use in this deck. First of all, is a dark monster. This card helps you go for Rebellion, right? You're gonna see already that is in the extra deck, but I'm gonna explain that in just a second. Second of all is a Fiend monster. And especially the fact that Chimera Fusion says that you can fusion summon anything you want as long as you use either a beast or a Fiend monster. So you know what? All that good stuff right there. And the third thing is the fact that this card is a fusion substitute for fusion material with a specific name. So this either counts for Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. This card is insane, and I'm just like saying, hey, this deck needs some sort of an Omni Negate, right? So Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is an Omni Negate that this deck can easily summon with the Branded Fusion. So all that good stuff like that, right? This card has Dark Magician specifically, so Versago can substitute for it. And all the cards over here are all branded, not branded, Fallen of Albaz. So for whatever reason, go ahead, right? Because we also do play Super Poly, so it is quite possible to go into those monsters with the Super Poly. So all that good stuff right there, right? 19, basically 19 engine cards. And now to all the staples, right? This is the card that I'm worried about, like actually buying and just saying, hey, this is not gonna be, it's not gonna last long, right? 2 copies of Kashtira Fenrir, like, and Bandless is right around the corner. Kashtira might be hit, maybe, I don't know. And if it does, there's a lot of cards that can be hit within the archetype, and Fenrir might be pretty high up there because of the fact that, hey, I could put a Kashtira Fenrir in this deck with no cost. Yeah, I don't need to play Kashtira cards. That's the thing, right? So we're playing 2 copies of Kashtira Fenrir. Basically special summon itself, and on summon, not on summon, during the main phase you can add a Kashtira card. So you're basically gonna be adding another copy of itself, which is really good because you're giving yourself more fusion materials for your Chimera Fusion. So yeah, let's just do that, right? All that good stuff. Hand traps. You're playing double copies of Valor. This card is really good right now, because a lot of effects are just around, you know, all that good stuff like that. You're playing double copies of Droll and Lockbird. I was really skeptical about having this card in my main deck to begin with, but if you're going second, this card in your hand, it will pop off. But if you're going first and you see this card in your hand and you want to activate during your opponent's turn with having the Chimera Fusion setting as well, yeah, it's a little weird. There's always the possibility of activating the Droll after you resolve your Guardian Chimera. But honestly, Droll's like one of those cards where you just want to really say, hey, I want to fire this as soon as possible. It shuts off my opponent as soon as possible. All that good stuff right there. So, from the testing that I had with this card so far, it's just basically saying, hey, this card is just gonna be shotgun right away. Whenever you go second, and it ends your opponent's turn. All that good stuff right there, right? Double copies of Nibiru. Nibiru is a really good card, basically. A lot of decks a lot of combo decks are around, and having a Nibiru out is actually really good. And you are able to get over that token easily with like Guardian Chimera and all that good stuff like that. Triple copies of Ash Blossom. A lot of meta decks, a lot of rogue decks. This card is basically applicable to almost any of those, just as much as Ash is applicable. The Infinite Impermanence is applicable as well. These, as long as you're playing these 6 hand traps with a combination of all the other hand traps, you should be good for sure. When playing one Call by the Grave, because hey, you hate hand traps just as much as you play the hand traps, so you know, yeah, all that good stuff like that. We're playing triple copies of Super Poly because, hey, you like to break boards, right? And you don't like your opponent to respond to them, so you know, all that good stuff like that. And for the last card, we are playing triple copies of Book of Moon. Just like how Fluanda Reese plays this card, we play the card for the same reason, right? Because good thing about Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Fusion monsters can be used, fusion summoning can be used with monsters face down. So if your opponent were to like Ash, not Ash, because Ash would still go through. If your opponent were to Valor or to Imperm something like a Big Winged Baphomet, which would definitely hurt. you basically activate Book of Moon and they miss their target. So you still get the double adds and you're still able to fusion summon for as well. So all that good stuff like that. And not only is it used defensively, it can also be used offensively against your opponent. Like if your opponent is playing like sprites or something like that, just Book of Moon their stuff. Playing Kashtira, just Book of Moon their Kashtira cards. They can't summon anything else. All that good stuff like that. So really good card right here. So 40 main, I think this might be it. I actually do like how the deck is laid out, all that good stuff like that. Extra deck, we're playing double copies of Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast. In reality, you do need one, but 2 is just here, you know. That's the thing. That's the thing about it. If you can't afford the second one because this card is absolutely expensive right now, you can get away with 1. I'm pretty sure you can, for sure. We're playing 1 copy of Chimera, the Illusion Beast, because hey, this card goes for easy OTKs. And before I keep going, Chimera, the King of Phantom Beast, and this on Fusion Summon, this card is able to rip a card from your opponent's hand during the end phase of when this turn is summoned, and during your opponent's turn, if this card is in the graveyard, you can banish it to basically target 1 beast, fiend, or illusion monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So basically this card helps you get your engine rolling again whenever it's your opponent's turn and all that good stuff like that. So you're even if all your stuff is in the graveyard and things like that, you're still not out of the game yet. As I said before, the Chimera, the Illusion Beast, this card becomes Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast. This card can attack monsters up to the This card can attack a number of times each battle phase up to the number of fusion materials used for it. So not only does this card get the 1 already because it's the monster, right? But it will get at least 2 more because you're already using Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast and you're using at least 1 illusion monster to summon it. So attacking 3 times already is absolutely insane. I don't think you need more than that. You know, all that good stuff. Playing double copies of Guardian Chimera, this deck goes into the second Guardian Chimera a lot because hey, Chimera Fusion is just an insane card and you just get a lot of freaking cards in your hand as well. So you're able to just basically use dead hand traps using use fusion materials such as these and all that good stuff like that to go into it. Playing 1 Dragoon, this card is just absolutely insane in this deck. The thing about Dragoon and the thing about the Branded Chimera list as well, people games 2 and 3 will basically say, hey, this guy is playing Branded Chimera, gotta stop the Chimera engine, because that's the main part of the deck, right? So more than half of the time you may be baiting out your opponent saying, hey, Branded Fusion, do you want to use Ash on that or do you want to use Ash on the Mirror Swords Knight? You better decide right now, right? So I have went through this quite some time myself, and basically they let the Branded Fusion go to basically say, hey, I'm gonna use it for your Mirror Swords Knight because I know you're gonna go for Rimbrum, and they just know, hey, you're kind of wrong. So basically go for Branded Fusion games 2 and 3, to go for Visago and Val of Albaz, to go for Lubellion, to go summon the Dragoon right after that. And basically if they have that Ash or any other hand trap now, it's basically dead because hey, I put out an Omni Negate before I go to any of my Chimera engines. So you just effed yourself, you know, at the end of the day, right? But honestly, Branded Fusion in this deck is just bait. It literally is just bait because you want your Chimera stuff to go through, not your Branded stuff, right? So all that good stuff like that. Play 1 Brimbrum for the Branded Fusion combo. Playing one of each. You barely go into these. I have noticed after going through this, you basically go into the Lubellion more than anything. To go for either the Mirror Jade or the Dragoon. But more than half of the time, now that I play Versago in this deck, I just kind of go for the Dragoon, right? I've summoned like Mirror Jade during testing once because of Super Poly, but you know, all that good stuff like that. Lubellion, good card. Albion is also in here because if you want to set up like a Mirror Swords Knight in your graveyard, using a light monster, hey, that's a really good thing as well. Magnum the Reliever, the amount you're playing 9 cards that is applicable to this. So 3 Chimera Fusion, the 3 Branded Fusion, and the 3 Super Poly, which is absolutely insane. To basically say, hey, to either recycle back the Super Polys or the Fusion cards, to draw a card, or to banish one in order to destroy a card. So that's actually really good right there. One Starving Venom, not Starving Venom. Yeah, we do have a Starving Venom here, but first we're going to the Dragos Depalia. Yes, this card is a Super Poly target, but you can absolutely go into this card with the Chimera Fusion as well, because you're going to be using a Dark Monster and a Fusion Monster. So hey, this card is absolutely nuts. Like basically having another monster negate as well. And we're playing the Super Poly targets. We're playing the Starving Venom. 2 Dark Monsters on the field. Hey, that's easy to get, right? Garura, good card right here as well. And whenever you go against those Mana DM decks that has the Crimson Dragon and the Baron on the board, basically just go for the Dragon Knight. Now for the side deck, maybe it's a little weird thinking, but I think this is good. It has helped me out a lot. The Pank, you are not locked into anything but fusion monsters, so just special summon this and you're kind of just be baiting out your opponent with some stuff as well. One D-Shifter, because we're playing Crossout. You hate this card so freaking much you don't imagine it. So because your Chimera stuff needs to be fusion summoned and sent to the graveyard in order to get their effects. So yeah, this is why I played the one D-Shifter, just so I can resolve the Crossout Designator to basically negate it. We're playing one more Droll, we're playing one more Nibiru in the side deck. We're playing triple copies of Gamma Seal. Honestly, when it comes to board breakers, there's not a lot of good board breakers in this format right now. I would definitely say that Gamma Seal is a great board breaker, and Super Poly are the best board breakers in this meta right now. Playing triple Crossout. Literally the amount of cards that we're playing in our deck, Crossout is just such a good card. Literally any of your staples during the mirror match, you're able to basically like resolve the Crossout Designator. It's absolutely game winning. We're playing triple copy of Cosmic Cyclone. You hate Unchained. Unchained is not a good matchup for you, and other stuff like that. Labyrinth is still in the format, so whenever the furniture cards set, like the Labyrinth cards, you just want to banish that, especially that both welcome cards have effects in graveyard, and you want to avoid that as much as possible, so you want to banish it. Unchained cards, they want to get destroyed anyway, so you know, if you banish it, they're not going to get anything, so that's pretty good right there. And the last 2 cards of the side deck I'm playing are 2 copies of Dimensional Barrier, obviously to use against your opponent, and so you can avoid it yourself with Crossout Designator. This deck, absolutely love it. There are just a lot of ways how to play this deck, so that's gonna be for another video where I'm gonna be showing you guys there are multitude of ways of playing this deck, and I've discovered at least one more way how to play this deck for now. So without further ado, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys like the deck profile. If you have any recommendations or anything about this deck, and just put it in the comment section down below. Appreciate you guys a lot, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day when you're watching this. Peace.